Yo, what's up, guys? Let's go ahead and get these recaps done here for the trades that I took on Monday. So if you look here, we'll go ahead and start with GBP. What the hell? RB, um, or just the oil trade. I took it on CL. But if you can see here, if I split screen with RB, ball replay to this candle here, you can see that this was once SMT right here, and then essentially broke SMT right there. And although we have no, mechanical C2 closure, it doesn't matter because when you actually look inside of this little wick right here, you can see there's a clear reversal signature there. So after we break the SMT, we get this SMT right here with this little swing low. Now we will only use the 15-minute like this if it's a strength switch, Tuesday to SMT. That is the only time. Remember, only time we ever use the 15-minute. Okay. So here we have that inside this two-stage SMT, inside of that little wick, because it happens at the very end, the last 15 minutes of that four hour candle. So we're treating this like a C2 candle, right? And we should expect the 10 a.m. 4-hour candle to just expand away from this small wick here. That's what we should expect, right? So I didn't get in immediately. I just totally kind of missed it, but I was seeing it as it was expanding. So if I was to see this, a little bit earlier, like just like literally 10 minutes earlier, I probably would have just taken this like that or something, right? Like up to the side, something like that. But I got in over here. So this was on my Instagram story. I didn't even post this trade, but it was looking something like this, right? I just took it to this high here. This is a 4-hour gap, if I show you. And by the way, I just enter here. So this is when I realized it was after 10. So here's 10 o'clock, open to here. I'll just mark it out. All right, price starts to trade away. And we have no CSD technically, but these assets are already CSD'd. Like they're already CSD'd. It's already confirmed. Like the V shape is really what matters the most. And it's just about putting your stop loss at a relevant area. All right, so I just get in, and I put my TP here at this 4-hour gap because I wasn't so sure we're gonna get it way up here. Honestly, wasn't really too sure. So that's what I entered on, like this. I basically put my stop loss at this breaker really, and treating these like this last down move before the up move as a breaker kinda. That's pretty much where I'm putting my stop loss basically, like that. All right. So this is this entry here, and I did partial like I don't know exactly what it was, but it was really just to get a trading day, and then I re-entered. So you're gonna see if I play price a little bit more. You can see this down close candle here on HO was bullish. So it's bullish, and the previous candle creates a gap. So that's an opportunity for a two-stage SMT fill, right? If we take out that candle's low, which we do take out that candle's low, right? So there's your two-stage SMT fill like that. And so I just re-enter, or just add on to my position essentially, like this. So it looks something like that, pretty much. Yeah, that was my trade. It was really good little scalp. It did end up going like pretty far, but yeah, it did not end up hitting this. But if you took the stronger assets, like the one that actually just broke SMT and then higher, like this is some really good trades right here. Whether you into this gap, so I guess in hindsight, I could have got or basically a retest of this gap in hindsight instead of taking CL, but it doesn't matter. It's all good. Okay. Any of these, this is like really clean, right? Super clean PA. But yeah, any of this stuff is like really nice. It's kind of like at that seek and store profile or like maybe delayed protraction profile. We come back, create a new low of day, right? If I show you the daily wick, it's going to be really small. See how it's really small? We're just coming back into that new week opening up really and creating a new low of the day here. In that strength switch, right? And what do we have on the opposing side of that? no type of like SMT. It's just like equal highs basically, right? Like literally just equal highs. So yeah, it was pretty decent. So there's that, and then this was a great trade here. Amazing trade. So coming today, we actually have like framework to long Monday, because what we have here is a cracking correlation down here. Let's split screen to silver. Right, so Friday is why I long gold, right? Because we have our universal sequence set up where we have a cracking correlation, price displaces away. Once price displaces away, that creates a higher probable range, like a protected low essentially, where we should continue from and create new highs essentially. Create new highs and draw towards our objectives and whatnot. And then we want to continue from that range using a gap. That's our key level, right? And that is a high probable gap as well, right? After we create the cracking correlation, displace away, creating a gap. And then we just want an SMT sequence in the gap. Now here you can see we have a PSP, so this is our two-stage PSP on the daily time frame. So the fact that we form this on a Friday should mean that we can trade Monday expansion, right? Like we would typically want this, right? We don't take out this low because it's now protected, it's SMT. It hit a key level, we would trade C3 higher. But we gapped lower. So check this out, we gap lower, which kind of eliminates the possibility to do that really. So we gap lower, we gap all the way. So basically you're opening up the day here, it's really close to this low. So it ends up just sweeping out the low, but that's okay because it just creates an SMT with this gap. The pre-state is a gap essentially. So that's fine. Also, like, look how obvious this draw is right here with these equal highs, right? Really obvious stuff. Then we go to lower time frame. Now I'm going to go to Euro slash GBP, whichever one, right? And when we look here, you can see that's the low of the day, right? It opens low first, right? And then we have a two-stage SMT, right? Or two-stage PSP, form a low of day on the 4-hour time frame. And look over here, right? No high of day established, right? It's just 1800 over here. So this is really, really high probable, like really nice stuff, right? SMT in a key level, right? Essentially, the day opens low first. The low of day is then confirmed, right? With a two-stage PSP. But even like this, you see this little SMT here, just between consecutive candles. So this consecutive candle is a 1-hour low. It's a 1-hour low, as you can see here. So that is obviously a relevant level. And we actually form a two-stage SMT with this key level, but it's in the form of a strength switch. So just like CL, the low of day is formed from a strength switch. Over here is the same thing, right? This asset's showing strength by not taking out the low, but it's closing bearish, showing weakness, vice versa. There's your strength switch, PSP. Let me expand away from that. So again, it's like what we saw on the daily. We're just waiting for a gap. We get right here, gap. This is going to be your high probable key level used for continuation. Right, this gives us this high probable range here. You see that we even CSD here. So yeah, you just want to see a form of cracking correlation with a gap. Here you just get a regular SMT fill. That's good, right? That's good. You have a small wick, so you can trade this 30-minute candle. Is the daily aligned? Yup. Is the 4-hour aligned? Yes. Small wick. So you're good to go. This is just a great trade. It's so good, right? V-shaped fashion CSD with displacement into right on the close there. Stop loss at the body. And we're looking for this high. This is what I TP'd. Now, it went a lot further, but it is what it is, right? I'm not going to complain. Really good trade, dude. Like, I love this trade. This is amazing. It's a good trade to study. Because it just happens. It's the same thing every time, right? The universal sequence is like the best thing, like the most structured like approach you could have, honestly, in my opinion. It's just so good. Yeah, that's all I traded today, guys. Was the pretty much just same old, right? Two-stage SMT low day, right? Universal sequence. I technically traded universal sequence on both assets because my scale-in was also the universal sequence, right? Pretty easy stuff, man. And this shit exploded, bro. This shit went all the way to this high, I think in the same day, right? Yeah, wow. Wait, no, it didn't, sorry. That was actually an 1800. So yeah, it didn't quite get there, actually. But it did go a lot further past this high, but that's fine. Doesn't matter. But yeah, that was my trades today, guys. Indices was pretty whack. Like this shit just should have consolidated. Kind of just had like this low. It's just like, do you see the difference between like indices and like gold and oil, for example? Like there's a clear difference between like what looks good here versus these other assets. I'm just like not a fan. And then like ES was leading, which is not really what you want to see. This is super weird, bro. Yeah, there's just nothing much. Like this is just so sluggish and you see that like so sluggish and slow. It's like this day. Looks like it's just like shit. Right? The overnight sessions don't really do anything. So there's not really much you can work with. And obviously this never trades into anything relevant. So when one asset doesn't trade into anything relevant, we're not creating SMT. And it's just weird, dude. It's just like I'd rather not, bro. And you can see what happens. This is like total shit. We also know that we don't really want to trade. If Friday continues or the previous week continues very large expansion, you usually don't want to trade Monday continuation. Like, I'm not a fan. Look at the difference here. We're trading a reversal day. That's what we're trading, a reversal day, right? So it's a bit different. Or this would be like continuation, right? Where the previous day did have a new phase of price, right? We're at reverse, and we trade Monday continuation. That's what we would have done if we didn't gap lower, but it's essentially the same thing, really. So you see the difference there? It's a pretty big difference. Here, this has nothing to do with the daily chart, really at all. The daily chart is pretty cooked over here. It's more like just low-hanging fruit stuff. Like, if I look here, so think about it like this when I'm looking at other assets. So remember, when you look at oil, if you're thinking it's going to be bullish, then metal should be bearish, right? Okay, what's going on here? So when I look at this previous candle closure here, see how it's bearish expansion? When I look over here, dude, like look at this previous candle, dude. It's absolutely massive, right? And it just traded into like a daily high. This day is pretty overextended. Like look at the daily candle right now. Dude, what's up my internet? I don't know what's going on here, but the daily candle was quite large, right? And it still won't switch time frames. Okay, there you go. It was quite large, so I was thinking if the previous 4-hour candle expanded so largely like this, I was thinking that we could come back into the range a little bit. So a new phase of price, which would allow these assets to go higher, right? So that's something that I was thinking of when I took that trade. It's just like a little confluence when you look at other assets. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Pretty good day. So yeah, catch you guys later.